everybody, it's James here with the Sawyer Family Reviews channel. Today is Wednesday, October 24th, 2018. This is your weekly comic book pickups video. Every week I pick up my boys at least one comic each, oftentimes it's more than one, and I pick up my daughter Gracie a book as well, even though she can't read yet. Then every once in a while I get a book or two for me, and maybe a book for my dad. As always, I pick up my comics at Queen City Comics in Fairfield, Ohio, zip code 45014. If you're in the area and you're into comics, go to that shop because it's cool. All right, let's jump right in. True Believers currently is doing What If reprints to celebrate the return of What If comics from Marvel. I think it's just a brief kind of one-shots deal, but the more exciting thing is these True Believers reprints, in my opinion, because they're old classic Marvel books and they're only $1. The first one we have today is What If the Silver Surfer Possessed the Infinity Gauntlet from What If number 49. In this story, Silver Surfer possesses the Infinity Gauntlet. I love the ones that are pretty blatant in their description as to what you're going to get in the story. This is written by Ron Mars, who is quite famous for making Hal Jordan go crazy and introducing Kyle Rayner as Green Lantern back in the 90s. And this art doesn't look like anybody I really know. Let's go back and look at that artist. I didn't even bother to read that part. Scott Clark with Kevin West. All right, it looks like the kind of 90s guys that weren't quite the ones you remember the names of. But in the story, obviously, Silver Surfer gets the Infinity Gauntlet. And let's see what happens when he gets it. All right, that'll be fun. Next one is more fun, in my opinion. And that is, What If Kraven the Hunter had killed Spider-Man? Look at that cover. Man, it must work out. This reprints What If number 17. And in this story, and whoa, the Watcher's looking a little chubby there. In this story, which we will figure out who wrote it. Just turn the page right, James. Richard Howell did the story and the pencils. Inks by Marie Severin. All right. In this story, instead of Spider-Man not dying in Kraven's last hunt, he does die. And Kraven really does take over as Spider-Man. And we see the heroes come together to expose him and how things go from there. That'll be a fun one. I think the boys will very much enjoy that one. Next up is a trade paperback that I picked up for myself. I've been kind of on an X-Men kick because I've gotten some Marvel Select X-Men figures. I've got a bunch of them I need to review. And so it's put me on this X-Men kick, and I really wanted to go back and reread the original Wolverine miniseries by Claremont and Frank Miller. And I thought I had the trade of it, but I couldn't find it anywhere. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to buy it. And if I find the other one, I'll give it to the kids. This is classic Wolverine story here, where he heads back to Japan. A lot of this was the basis for the Wolverine movie. And it's good old school Frank Miller art, Chris Claremont writing. Wolverine back before he was everywhere and was kind of annoyed by the overpresence of Wolverine. This is back when he was really starting to become something cool and interesting and a mainstream comic character. So that was fun. I grabbed it for me. Next up is a book for Gracie. It's Tailspin, issue 7. There was no book for her today, and I forgot to take this bag off, so sorry, you're not going to look inside of it now. There was no good book for her today, so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go back in the back issues and grab an old Disney book, and she loves the Tailspin cartoon, so this is the one that she gets. I don't think she's got it. I guess we'll find out. Next up is a book for my dad, Mystery Science Theater 3000, the comic, issue 2 from Dark Horse. I got him the first one. He was very excited. He'd asked me for it, and now he's going to get the second one. This book seems interesting because Mystery Science Theater as a concept works because, you know, you're making fun of old movies. I don't know how it's working in a comic. I remember the first issue, yeah, it switched art styles. So they jumped into, like, it seems like they were jumping into different comic styles. And it looks like the same thing here, where they're kind of jumping into old comics. Which is kind of an interesting concept. So he'll dig on that. Next up is a book for Blaze, Aliens Dust to Dust. As you guys may know, Blaze likes all the Aliens books. This one is written by Gabriel Hardman with art by Rain Burrito. If I get that right. Script and art by Gabriel Hardman. All right. I don't have any idea what's going on in this series, but it's aliens. And the art looks kind of cool. So I'm hopeful that Blaze still wanted this. I mean, he has been reading the Aliens books. He hasn't been talking about them as much, but I'm hopeful that he still wanted it. Because there are a lot of choices for Blaze today, a lot of different books that he picks up. and he's been checking out, and I really had to limit myself and go, okay, which ones do I think will sell out? Which ones are there a smaller amount of? I still ended up getting him 2, and I got Keaton 2. I don't want to go too much further, though, because I was going to have trouble finding Keaton books. I'm going to like to try and keep it even if I can. So I went with this Aliens one as one of his 2 books. This is a book for Keaton, Spider-Geddon number 2. As I said in the last video, he was asking me why I hadn't picked up Spider-Geddon, and I just didn't realize that that was the one he would want the most that week. So he got Spider-Geddon 1 last week. This looks like a Transformer back here. And he's getting Spider-Geddon 2 this week. I went the variant cover because it has the PS4 Spider-Man on the front. As last issue, it's based on a story by Dan Slott. Christopher Gage writes it, though, or Christos Gage writes it, so maybe he makes up for it being Dan Slott. And Jorge Molina does the pencils. I don't know if... Yeah, this is a different penciler than the last... Well, maybe it's not. No, I think it's the same. The same penciler as last issue. There's a bunch of stuff going on here with different Spider-Mans versus what appears to be different octopuses. Maybe. I don't know. Keaton liked it, though. Next up is another book for Blaze. I went with X-Men Black Juggernaut. I got him the first... Sorry, my finger's in front of the camera there. I got him the first... Let's see. I got him X-Men Black Magneto. I got him X-Men Black Mojo. I haven't picked up Mystique yet. That's still at the shop. I put it in my pile just in case it sells out. And then I grabbed Juggernaut this week because I have a feeling every one of the X-Men Blacks so far has sold out at the shop. And I think this is important to grab this. He really is digging it because I think the Juggernaut will sell it fast. And all of these J. Scott Campbell covers are the first ones to go. Covers really don't matter that much to us, but if you can pick a cooler one, you might as well pick it. Robbie Thompson's the writer. Sean Crystal's the artist. This is just a standalone Juggernaut story, it appears. And then at the end, you get another piece of an overall Apocalypse story. And I think that Blaze enjoyed the first 2. I really need to talk to him and see what he would prefer. Because other books that he gets this week, Punisher came in. I know he wanted to check out Mars Attacks. That came in. And then the next book I'm going to show you in a little bit came in. And I had to kind of pick and choose. So hopefully this was the right choice. And now a book for Keaton. I had to really kind of look around to find something worth picking up. So I went with another one of these what ifs, and this is What If Thor Was Raised by Frost Giants. And I found the cover intriguing, and he's liked the Thor books so far. So I went with this. I'm sorry, the What If books so far, not the Thor books. He likes Thor. The writer is Ethan Sachs. Artist is Michelle Bandini. The interior art is nowhere near as good as the cover art. But it's an interesting concept where Thor is raised by basically the bad guys, I guess. So. And now is Return of Wolverine number 2. I got Blaze Return of Wolverine 1. He didn't say really that much that he liked it. And I think that one of the things he liked about it was, here's Return of Wolverine 1, was that McNiven did sort of a Barry Windsor Smith style in his art. And he really liked that art, but I don't think he said much about the story. Now, Return of Wolverine 2 does not have the same artist. It's got the same writer, but not the same artist. So we're not getting that Barry Windsor Smith-esque art. And in fact, it kind of just looks like a generic artist. So, at the same time, I didn't want to take the chance of this selling out. So what I did was, I bit the bullet, and I'm going to read this series too. So I went back and got issue 1 for myself, because I wasn't sure if he'd want to let me grab his issue 1, or I don't know. Or if he knew where it was, or off the top of his head. So I grabbed an issue 1 for myself, and an issue 2 for me, and what I'll do is I'll let him read mine, and I'll read his X-Men Blacks. And we'll see which one we dig more, and which one we want to keep going with. So that is it. I keep putting my finger in front of the camera. I'm sorry, guys. There's a big amount of comics this week. Look at all these. I know this one's not this week, and neither is that Tailspin, but a lot of books. As always, if you have any suggestions for us, leave them in the comments below. If you enjoy the videos, please hit like and subscribe and notify. I promise I am going to get some more toy stuff up. I have a whole bunch of Marvel Selects I want to get to. I'm getting some new lighting, and so that's kind of the things that's delaying me from doing a couple of toy videos. That should be here tomorrow, though, so hopefully I'll be back on track. All right, see you guys next Wednesday.